sort of described you as questionable for game 2, and also at the same time incredulous when you found out you would be re-entering the game. Can you see a scenario in which you don't play in game 2, and also just how are you feeling?
Right now, don't see a scenario where I'll be out. Obviously, if it's not right and I'm at risk of further injury or whatnot, that's the only thing that I think we're have to worry about. Pain tolerance and all that stuff. It's I kind of know what I can deal with on the court, but you don't want anything more serious to happen. Favoring an ankle or whatnot. So that's what we'll kind of pay attention to the next 2 days.
Steph, why did you push Patrick Beverley? What was happening? Why'd you push him?
It was a little back and forth, got tangled up, and felt like it was a little too much, so protected myself and moved on.
Steph, what exactly happened with that? It looked like a non-contact thing. It was right down by the bench.
Yeah, I just tried to change direction, missed the shot, and tried to get back on defense, and on a plant step, kind of slid a little bit and felt it flip a tweak, and that's where the pain kind of came in. Was able to go a couple more possessions, and then it started to get a little bit worse. So coach kind of saw that and subbed Dot in, and then the second half, I felt like I could go out there and be somewhat effective on the court. And it was painful, but to me, it wasn't anything that was going to keep me out. And coach made a decision, regardless of what I had to say, to sit me out. Obviously, we had a nice lead to work with, which was helpful. But the competitor, I was ready to go back in and give them what I had, and talking to the trainers, knowing that hopefully I wouldn't, like I was talking about earlier, put myself in risk of another injury or making it worse. But we were able to. The other guys stepped up and we were able to close out the game so that got out okay.
How hard did you try to convince Steve to put you back in, or was your incredulity sufficient to let him know how you felt?
I tried 3 separate times. It was 0 for 3. So I even went to Luke at one point, tried to get some help. Went to Q, our assistant coach, tried to get some help. We all swung and missed.
Steph, do you think Beverley is a dirty player?
No, he's an aggressive player. He plays hard. And he tries to get under your skin with certain things he does, but that's kind of his MO. I wouldn't call it dirty at all. For me, he hasn't tried to hurt me or do anything like that, but there's going to be physicality, there's going to be some back and forth, which hopefully the league hasn't gone so, the other direction where that's not a part of playoff basketball. That's fun. Hopefully I don't get a tech every game, but I like that back and forth.
Steph, how long does it seem like you've had to answer questions about your ankle? And with that injury in particular, is there any flashbacks?
A little bit. I was in the back kind of thinking about the San Antonio series a couple years ago where I tweaked it in game 2 or 3, and it bothered me the rest of the series. But that's kind of human nature to kind of just think about it for a second, and I was all right. And hopefully the way we handle this going forward the next 2 days, I can put it behind me.
Steph, switching topics, tell me a little bit about the hat. Who gave it to you?
It was a gift to myself. I bought it a couple years ago, actually. So shout out to the Run TMC days, and those guys that put on a show every single night. So thought it'd be good to wear it for game 1 of the playoffs and have some fun.
You mentioned the San Antonio series injury. Was it as bad as that? I mean,
No, not even. Well, right now it's not. Hopefully it responds well over the next 2 days, but that was one that to my memory, it really, really bothered me every time I did any kind of move. So I think this will hopefully be better.
Were you surprised that Jarrett Jack passed you the ball back?
Wait, I forgot about that. Nah, I wanted the ball. I had confidence regardless of how I felt out there.
Steph, you guys were up 26 when you left, and you won by 26. So how gratifying is it for you to see your teammates come through when you can only watch?
I mean, it sucks to watch, obviously, especially in the playoffs. You want to be out there playing. And, I was like a kid in timeout over there on the bench. Just probably didn't have a great face, frustrated because the action's right there in front of me, but I couldn't be a part of it anymore. But those guys did their job down the stretch. Obviously, there's that kind of slow period to begin the third quarter, which is kind of natural because different rotations and different flow of the game with when I go out that early. But they bounced back, made plays. Defensively was the key for us all night. They had a short run, but when we got stops, especially with a lead like that, you put yourself in good position to be able to control the tempo down the stretch of the game. So it was I could tell it was kind of a weird vibe in the beginning of the third quarter with the fans, and there's just not the same kind of energy. So regardless of how what happens the rest of the playoffs, you want to keep that home court advantage and that noise and that electric atmosphere. And those guys brought it back, on our side down the stretch.
Last one, Carl.
How do you guys go an entire game and hold James Harden without a free throw attempt defensively?
Strong fundamentals. What he likes to do. We had a good game plan of coming in. Whether he's going downhill in the paint, just show your hands. Make him finish in a crowd. No silly reaches where he can, obviously show you the ball and usually get those calls. But when you play defense the right way, not worry about trying to get steals low, just hands high, make him finish over the top. Whether he makes a couple or not, you like your chances over the course of 48 minutes. And for us, to keep him off the free throw line and get those 9 extra points that he usually gets, that's important for us. So my guess is that probably won't happen the rest of the series, but for the most part, if we just continue to keep our fundamentals, show our hands, keep our body in front of him, maybe we can control that part of their offensive attack for the most part of the series.
Great, thank you.